You are live. You are looking live at Lisa Marie and Brian Grossman. Now, where is the record button? How interesting. Do you see a record button? You can unmute yourself.
Are you not hearing me?
No, now I can. I
Okay.
think we're live. Go ahead and say hello. I'm going to 1 second.
Technical difficulties with a new adventure. I see Sue and Jim. Welcome. I'm Lisa Marie. And Brian is The Perils of Delivery. Just happened. And Gina. Hi, Gina. We are, it says we're live. And I see.
No, it says we're live. You're just go ahead and introduce yourself, kind of a little bit about yourself, maybe. No? I thought that's what he wanted. No, I'm just.
Technical difficulties.
I'm Todd, her helper.
Yeah, that's my co-host. And hi, Miss Rita. I know a few. It's a different device. It's a different program, a different platform. So there's always some hiccups and bugs with different things, but we feel that this is the one that is going to allow us to be able to present and share what we want to do. I'm Lisa Marie. Like Brian said, that I did have weight loss surgery. I had the VSG or sleeve back in October of 2016. Holy moly, today's the 7th. In 2 more days is my surgiversary. And it has been an adventure. It has been a journey, not only because I had my surgery in Mexico, which was a challenge in itself, different than being here in the States support-wise, which is why I started joining actual support groups. Prior to COVID, was in person. After COVID, now I facilitate a few. And it's just nice to be in the same community with other people who can relate and understand. And Brian and I both have gone through an amazing program that allows us to have a different type of intelligence, a different type of freedom, a different type of ability to process the things that come at us on a daily basis. And that being in the form of saboteurs. And these saboteurs are around. They're in all of our different groups of life that we're in. And we've been through this program and have enjoyed learning how to have a little bit of emotional intelligence. And that's what we're wanting to share with you. So I kind of introduced myself, where I'm coming from. I did have bariatric surgery, and it has been a journey up and down. But this program, having this ability to pinpoint something that's getting in the way, a block or a saboteur, life-changing. It has been so amazing. And literally from day one, when you start incorporating it, you notice changes that you maybe didn't notice before or weren't aware of, and it's a good thing. So Mr. Brian, who are you?
I am Brian Grossman, and I met Lisa years and years ago when I started my weight loss journey and found the best YouTube video ever explaining weight loss surgery. And then I did it, and with my journey, I don't do anything halfway in my life. So I had lap band, lost the weight, gained it back, and more. I ballooned up to 380, had a stressful job at a prison in Central California, 5 hours from home, and my doctor scared me. So I applied to have gastric sleeve, watched Lisa's videos again, and I have kept 180 pounds off for 7 years. Stress level just with life stressors and family and things. And I'm a psychologist. I love personal development. I went through the positive intelligence program and now I'm on my way to certification. And I want to let all of you know watching, and once we can figure out where the record button is, we will record unless we already are. But we're here to help all of you do 3 things. As I heard Lisa mentioning, master emotional saboteurs. And we're going to talk about the overriding one today. The other thing we're going to talk about is we're not here for only bariatric patients. We want to help people lose weight, keep the weight off, or maintain an overall wellness and just stay mentally healthy and physically healthy. And it is amazing that we have so many food choices, so many new diets, and I'm sure many of the people listening and watching have done what Lisa and I did before we had our surgeries, which is try this new thing, try that new thing. Oh, this works for 30 days. This works for 45 days. And then it doesn't. And now, because of some of my OCD qualities, I always am looking at food labels. And I have to be careful at Costco or Trader Joe's, because right when I take my camera out to show something about nutrition and health, a employee will walk by, and I don't want to embarrass them. But you know, there's so many choices that are artificial foods, artificial sweeteners, artificial that. And the other thing that Lisa and I will be sharing with you over the next 4 weeks, because here we're going to just do a short intro to what we're doing. We're going to do 45 minutes today and then the next 3 Saturdays. And then the first Saturday in November, we're going to give you a detailed, structured way to reset and rewire your emotions, stay calm, cool, collected with life's curveballs and stressors, and stay in a healthy eating process with lots and lots of choices, not restriction, and a way to have fun. Lisa and I, and what I gravitated most to when I first met her, and I'm sure you'll see this coming through on our videos as we move through this process, is fun, laughing, making jokes. And I have that same sort of sharp sense of humor. Most of all, Lisa and I both know it's absolutely easier when you are lowering your stressors, lowering those emotional saboteurs, but getting enjoyment, not just out of your life, but getting enjoyment and energy daily. What are you doing that's fruitful for your life? What are you doing that's giving you joy, energy, mindset? Because when you have, and in this 90-minute workshop on November 4th, we will absolutely share the secret sauce. What is emotional mastery? How do you lower those emotions? Some of you have background noise. If you can mute yourselves, that would be great. And thank you for everybody who's on and sharing comments. Really appreciate those. And I'll say thank you to Gina for pointing out it automatically records.
Exactly.
I haven't used StreamYard, but boy, is it easier than anything I've used over time. So pretty cool. So emotional mastery, what is that? Emotional mastery is when you get angry, upset, anxious, or bothered. That's human. When it starts to overwhelm, when you're in it for 3 weeks, when you're still grinding a month or 2 later, that's not emotional mastery. That is just being stuck. And so Lisa and I will show you through our own journey, through mastering health and with mental fitness, positive intelligence, how each and every one of you can master the art of lowering those saboteurs and handling life's curveballs and keep moving forward. Now, did I get a curveball this morning? No. I had somebody coming by to fix our fence and make a delivery, and they both said they'll be here between 6 a.m. and midnight. Well, I don't know how helpful that is, but of course they came right at 11. So that's why Lisa was solo for a few minutes. So life happens. It's okay. And sometimes more than that stuff happens. So did you want to add anything, Lisa? I don't want to do a monologue here.
No, and I had shared that prior to coming back on, that learning how to
to a certain degree,
label the different things that are happening around and give it a name, give it a thing to actually go to learn about. And even in the hard things, even in the things that are causing us curveballs, the mastery comes in seeing the benefit of it. Even in hard things, there is always a way to learn something. There is something to learn from hard things. It could be a saboteur that's cutting you off at something, but in that there is always an opportunity to grow and learn and change. And I mean, even though we're adults, we're still alive, so we're still going to learn stuff. And sometimes some of these roots have gone way back, so it's a little bit of a challenge to get there, but you will. And it's amazing once you get that freedom, and once that's opened up, you'll have an happen, and it's amazing. It's amazing.
Okay. That's perfect. So Lisa, let's do a little role play game for everybody here. I'd like you to play the person that's going to try a new diet, and I'll be the overriding saboteur that we all have, the judge. So pretend you're at the market, you see the new whiz bang wow diet plan, go for it. Label it any way you want.
Oh my gosh, this lose it all, lose it now. That's it. That's the one that's going to work.
You can't lose weight. That's not going to work. You're going to screw it up. Go and get the cookies now.
Oh, look at this. I know this is going to make me feel better. This is going to help it all.
Nothing's going to make you feel better. Just sit at home. Keep things the same. Be static. And that's what our judge does. And sometimes our judge yells and screams. Sometimes it is very quiet and it gives us those negative messages. And for me, my judge loves the 11 p.m. subconscious thoughts. You can't do the live streaming. Your thing is going to fail. You're not going to be able to succeed. Don't do this new thing. And it's overriding. And so Lisa and I will share with you the 9 other saboteurs and how they intercept success moving forward. But as our focus here primarily will be health and weight loss. And your subconscious is so powerful and does not like change. It doesn't like new things. Even if your personality style loves new things, those saboteurs are the reason why we have so many diet plans out there. We have so many new this, new that, new this. And people throughout our society, including me, have had a hard time sticking to it. How do you start something, finish it to completion, and keep moving forward? And that's the process we want to share with you. And so let me just show you a quick definition of what positive intelligence is and the sub tagline that I've gravitated to because I'm a psychologist, and Lisa's gravitated to, is mental fitness. So simply put, mental fitness is your capacity to respond to life's challenges with positive rather than a negative mindset. I'm going to say that again. Your capacity to respond to life's challenges with a positive rather than negative mindset. So even when the most severe curveball hits or a trauma happens, mental fitness teaches us a method to reset and find some sort of gift to grab onto and keep moving forward rather than get knocked down, stay down, and let the ball keep rolling over you.
It's important to note that we're human, and it is natural in a reaction mode. It is natural to react with the withdraw, hide, cover, be reclusive, listening to the judge that's talking in your head. But we want you to be able to respond to things. And when we respond, not always in that first instant, we're human. Sometimes the response is oh shoot. But that we're going to help you have that moment go from this to this. Big difference. Yeah. Big difference.
And, with my coaching clients and my therapy clients, and I myself, and one of the saboteurs, of course, is victim. Woe is me. Why do these things keep happening to me? Why do these things blow up to me? And that can happen to all of us. But as Lisa pointed out, we're going to show you a process where you can rebound from that much quicker. And a fun example, I hope you all like it, that I share with my clients is some of us do this. Stuff happens and it comes pouring through the roof and we do this. And I have done this myself. Bring it on. And now we want to teach you to step aside. And if you're not the owner, and I have done this with bosses, because I am not shy and withdrawn, so I've been accused of having a big mouth in the workplace, I'll say to my boss, hey, boss, Lisa, look at that pile of dung over there. I really think we should do something about it, but I haven't been given that role. So if you would like us to do something about it and you have a plan, lay it on us. If you want to delegate that to me, let me know. If not, here's what I can predict is going to happen. And the key is when you respond kind of like that, you're able to navigate through rather than have it pile on. And what mental fitness does is shows us a process where we can do that in work relationships, with great friends, with our family and spouses, close family members. I can tell you that since going through this process, my wife and I's relationship has really grown closer together. We were both really at high stress levels with being at different places in our lives and me starting a new coaching practice. And this process just reinvigorated both of us. And so the other part of mental fitness that I'd like to share with all of you is what's the impact of responding positively to challenges? You can get to peak performance. And I've heard that phrase throughout my psychology career and in my journey in personal development. Peak performance doesn't mean you're at level 10 or 100 every minute, every day. Peak performance means you're going to get yourself to, if you want to be at level 10, some days we're going to be at level 7. That's your peak for that day. But mental fitness gets us into a consistency of rising near the top, rather than when a curveball hits and we fall down and then staying down here. It gives you the tools to do that. And I promise we're going to be, I don't want to keep teasing it, we're going to share with you a bunch of tools over the next 3 weeks and then real details on November 4th. And I'll have a sign-up page up next week for the November 4th workshop. We hope you can make it for even a little bit the next 3 Saturdays. I think we're going to switch to 8:30 the next few Saturdays, Lisa. And then we will show you before the end of this little get-together, how do you control the judge better? How do you shut down that negativity right when it happens rather than waiting to get too overwhelmed? And then the other parts of mental fitness, peace of mind and wellness. When you might have these moments, you're going to get upset, you're going to get angry, you're going to get frustrated. But when you move through them and they don't last days on end, months on end, you respond better. You feel better. And not just better, you will have more energy, more creativity, more of what makes you you. That is what we mean by getting to peak performance. And that's what I always mean by being your best self. Mm-hmm. And then overriding all of that is we're people, right? And we learned the hard way through the pandemic. It's not just extroverts. All of us need to socialize. We need to be around people for different parts of our life. So healthier relationships, whether that be casual friends, workplace colleagues, close friends that you're reconnecting with, this process really is a whole person reboot. And we know you're going to love going through this program. And I will say that 8 years ago, before my journey started, and I was going to do this live training with Lisa, and those delivery people came, I would have shut my camera off and had a slice of pizza, because that brings comfort, that lowers the tension, and all that is insulin and carb. It's nothing to do to shut down those cravings. So this is the process we're going to share with all of you. And again, you don't have to have had bariatric surgery to benefit from mental fitness and the training Lisa and I are going to be sharing with you, because I bet, and Lisa, correct me if I'm wrong, everybody watching the recording and everybody listening live eats. So we're going to just show you a different way, a different path of eating that's a little bit healthier. And if you are one of those people struggling with up and down, or you're, I'm going to just be a little aggressive here and say, because I've done it myself, wasting money on the newest plan that promises everything, we're going to help you stop doing that. We're going to help you find a plan that works for you, with you, by creating new emotional habits, new mental habits, and a way of being that just makes your life easier. And what I love most about mental fitness is it has brought together so many different aspects of psychology, peak performance, personal development gurus, and it has been proven through factor analysis at Stanford University that these concepts work. But even more than that, as we share with you each week a couple of the tricks of positive intelligence, I promise, and Lisa, I will not speak for Lisa, but we both promise you will feel less stress and be able to handle some of life's curveballs by the end of next week. And we will show you in a few minutes how to lower the impact of the judge immediately in this training today. You'll be able to lock it down. Didn't mean to go on a monologue there. Lisa, jump in.
That's all right. I've been sitting here, Gina. Thank you for being a technical guru. I have been trying to figure out how to do a chat to say something back. I can't figure it out. I can talk to one person or nobody. So I apologize. I will learn this better over the next couple of weeks. And that's kind of a perfect example. Excuse me. In the past, had that have happened, I would have, you would have seen it all over my face, because I would have been panicked and thinking I'm getting it wrong. And and nobody's going to pay attention, and it's all going to fail, and it's just not working, and I should just turn my screen off and just forget it. But now with the intelligence help that I've had through this, it's, oh, well, it's a technical situation that will get ironed out, and it doesn't have to be 100% now. And apparently that's one of my saboteurs under my name, is wanting to be 100% perfection all the time. And we can't. And I know, but just knowing that and learning that and going, okay, I can accept that. Back of my head still wants to say, oh, no, you can't. My saboteur is sometimes the nice aunt that throws this, oh, you really think someone your size and your age should wear something like that? I don't know, but if that's what you want, well, okay. That's a saboteur. That's a different way of thinking. There's also who do you think you are? You're going to go out like that in public? Don't you know what people are going to say? Don't you know what people are going to think? I can tell you what they're going to say. Blah, 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 blah. And then there's the angry one. And then there's the, I don't care what you say one. They all have different personalities, so to speak, but they all have the same goal: to knock us off, to keep us from moving forward, to keep us from being healthy, to keep us from being positive. And that's what we are going to share with you, how it has completely changed things for us, and how I know without a doubt, even if you try one little thing, it'll work. It'll work. And you'll be like, how can that one little thing be so simple? It's so simple, but it's not easy. It is very simple. The process, the steps, the way to do it, it is very simple. It's not always easy. And it's all right. We'll help you. Okay, you're a recovering perfectionist.
So
that's a good way to say it. I'm a recovering perfectionist. Messy is sexy. Woo! I like it. And just being done is awesome. Being done is better than not getting it out there or not being done at all. I appreciate that, Mary. Thank you. Very true.
So next week, we will share with you a link where you can, in fact, I will post it in Facebook and in LinkedIn, where if you all want, so you can connect with Lisa or myself on Facebook and LinkedIn, direct message us. I'll post how to take the saboteur quiz. You get the results. And then if you want to email Lisa or myself, we'll schedule a quick session with you and go over what those saboteurs mean. We will go through all of them over the next 3 weeks. And then in the workshop, teach you how to overcome the 2 core ones. And then we have a great offer for you on how you can take this journey that Lisa and I have been on to really transform how you approach day-to-day life and get back up to being your best consistently. And so we'll get there. And Mary, you're right. When you take action, things change. And so that's what I love about this system, is it makes it easy to take daily action steps on, literally 2 minutes at a time. Pretty impressive. And if any of you do have questions or comments, go ahead and put them in the chat. I can see them and respond. So go ahead.
I can't respond. It's okay.
Okay, no problem. And that might be a setting that I have to change. So no problem. We'll figure that part out. But it's really interesting to note, just with what we're doing here on StreamYard. But as we're starting to approach the holiday season, we're just in October. People are already talking about how work's going to slow down and this is going to change. Oh, you won't be able to do this in November. And that is a perfect example of the judge. And so what I'd like all of you to do is take note over the next couple of days. And if you want to share with Lisa and I through Facebook or LinkedIn, just message us. I noticed the judge here. I noticed the judge there. You'll know it's the judge when you want to do something and you feel stymied about starting it, or you feel like, I'm going to start, I know I'm really not going to be able to follow through. That is the judge. The judge loves no change, and the judge loves to be critical. The judge will come out and say to your subconscious, you loser, you can't do this, you won't succeed, you won't be good, don't bother. And we're going to help you cut that down and reduce it. We can't eliminate the saboteurs because we're human. But what we can do is get mastery over them. And so one of my favorite mental health or personal development coaching tools is this, and I'll put it in the chat. I want all of you over time to memorize. I am not my emotions. My emotions are temporary. My emotions will pass through me and I will overcome them. So when you get angry, you're not anger. You're angry for the moment or the hour or the day, and you will get through it. You're not depressed all the time. Now, of course, we're not going to get into the details of mental health issues when they're severe, but you're not anxious all the time. It's not your identity. You are separate from your emotions. And even people who do have a clinical level of anxiety and depression, we teach them to separate that out. You are you. You are coach, you are speaker, you are trainer, you are husband, you are wife, you are friend, you are comedian. You have different identities that are you through your core DNA. You're not your emotions. Emotions are temporary. They
Kind of
will
like that.
continue.
It's like that old definition that doesn't define you. And it's something you're feeling. It's something you're going through. It's a moment. It's just a moment in time. It's not forever. And although some moments seem to last longer than others, it is not what needs to define you. And however, we are aware that this is a new concept for some people, and you may catch yourself as being defined as one of these emotional things. And that's okay. Being aware of it and realizing it is the first step to the change. So awesome. Good job. You can do
And
it.
it's okay if your judge is saying they're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what they're talking about. And it's okay if your judge is saying, no, I am angry, or I am this, or I am that. We're going to show you how to move through this process. And I see someone has a question. I'm going to put up a registration page next week where you can register for the November 4th workshop. It'll be 90 minutes. I just didn't get there this week, and it wasn't an emotional saboteur. It was being technically incompetent. So challenged. We will get there. We will get there. So it's, you know, and I know some of my coaches are online watching this, and I'm sure someone from StreamYard might be monitoring. This is the guy I am. If I buy a product, I'm not looking through the manual, and I'm not going through 200 pages of FAQs. I'm calling tech support. So 2 of the people at StreamYard know me by name because I asked 70 questions just to get this rolling this morning. And they're great. If you haven't used StreamYard and you're an entrepreneur and want to use an easy system to do live video sessions, this I have to say is one of the easiest tools I've engaged in a long time. So really impressive. So before we run out of time, did you want to add anything, Lisa, before we talk about the judge?
No, I say, let's get to it.
All right. So the judge is the strongest saboteur. The judge is in all of us, and the judge loves taking control to stop your progress. Now, not only is the judge critical of you, the judge is powerful when you are upset, frustrated, or bothered by someone else. So, Lisa, if I may use you as an example, why did you wear those glasses? What's the deal with your hair? Didn't you know we were going to be live today? What's wrong with you? The judge loves to strike out, because when you point out that way, you avoid having to deal with you. Now, if you're in a relationship with somebody, you're going to deal with this very shortly. So the judge loves to strike out and strike at you, and is powerful when you are trying something new, especially weight loss. And I want to emphasize the judge is omnipresent, because you might splurge and try this new diet plan, this new health system. And the judge is going to say, okay, enjoy it for today. You're going to screw up tomorrow. You'll be off this by Wednesday. You're a loser and you don't follow through. So if you can, everybody can take your fingers off your mouse pads. And if you're watching the recording, I really want you just to sit upright, chest out, and keep your eyes open and keep your eyes closed. I want you to take a deep breath in, hold it, breathe out. And I literally want you to just feel your body. If you're standing, try to feel the sensation of standing on the floor. What's it feel like with your feet pushing against the ground? If you're sitting, what's it feel like to feel the weight in your chair or the couch? So take another deep breath in, breathe out, and then take your thumb and index finger, either your right hand or your left hand, and very lightly just rub together so you feel the ridges on your fingers. That's it. Just feel the ridges on your fingers. And take another breath in and hold it. Breathe out. And now as you're feeling these sensations, if the judge is saying this isn't going to work, and this is woo-woo, I want you to say, ha ha ha, judge, I'm moving forward. So one great powerful tool is to laugh at your judge and make a positive statement while you're feeling your finger ridges. And literally what we know by just feeling the ridges, noticing your body, and challenging the judge and saying twice, I'm laughing at you, judge. I am moving forward. I'm ignoring you. You do this 2 minutes a day, 3 times a day. By Monday, your judge will have less impact than it's ever had, because we know through proven studies, you are now starting to rewire your subconscious. So if you just do this simple exercise 3 times today, 3 times Sunday, 3 times Monday, you will notice a difference. And go ahead and message Lisa and I on Facebook or LinkedIn and let us know. And next Saturday, I'm going to give you, with Lisa, we're going to give you 4 steps to really lower the impact of the judge, and then tackle the next saboteur, hypervigilant. You have to be perfect at everything. Does everything have to be just right? Does everything have to be just so? Can you not start something because it's not in alignment? Or can you go with some of the flaws? Now, hypervigilance in the judge can be positive. When I'm on stage next year with Lisa and we're at Staples Center in front of 20,000 people in downtown LA, you bet it's going to be perfect, or as perfect as it can be. Yet if something goes wrong, we're not canceling. We're going to keep moving forward. And we will be at Staples Center next year. in 2024. Count on it. So, mental fitness. Let's lower the impact of the judge. And one tip, because we've been talking about health and mental fitness. So, one tip, try this. Actually, I'm going to combine two tips. I need you all to take a breath because this one's going to blow your mind. It blew my mind when I was taught it. And I thought, how can something so ridiculous help you with weight loss?
Mm-hmm.
So for all of you, take a breath. This one might be painful. Do not eat and drink at the same time. Do not eat and drink at the same time. I want you to eat a meal and drink afterwards. Because if you drink while you're eating, you confuse your stomach and your brain. And your brain doesn't know when you're full, so you keep eating. Don't eat and drink at the same time. One, you're going to enjoy the meal, and you may be able to eat a little more. And then the one that Lisa taught me when I first met her, before I met her in person, I met her on YouTube, 2 minutes. Take a bite of food, chew, and wait 2 minutes before your next bite. Your family is going to be blown away because they're going to be gobblers and finish before you. However, when you do these two steps, you will eat less, you will feel more full, you will enjoy the meal more.
And the company.
So, I'm sorry, say it again, Lisa.
And the company, whoever you're with, you'll
Yes.
actually be able to participate in what's going on around you.
Yes, you'll be very present. And so, all right, so do not eat and drink at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And take 2 minutes between swallows or bites of food. So try those. Can't wait to see all of you next Saturday, and I will post this. We're going to start at 8:30 Pacific time. So for those in the East Coast, will be a little earlier so you can enjoy the rest of your weekend.
So and
we will be posting information about the North. I'm sorry, Lisa, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I have a confession testimony about when I first learned of this moment of just feeling the ridges. I don't have ridges. So my judge tried to say, well, then this isn't going to work for you. So I just started feeling all around my finger. Well, I have cuticles and I have calluses and I have fingernails and have that. Whatever it is, it's that sensation to change the connection from where you are in that moment to bringing it just for a moment, just for 30 seconds, bringing it to a focal point different than what's going on out there. I chose to overexcel. And instead of doing it 3 times a day, I gave myself every time you start to say, yeah, but, have that case of the yeah, buts, you're going to stop and you're going to do this and you're going to name the judge. Okay, judge, I hear you, whatever. Oh my word. I found out I say yeah, but a whole lot, way more than 3 times a day. So if you do something like that and you think, oh, you're going to use this in moments of whatever type of a situation to just give your brain that little moment of a break, a pause, a rewind, don't be surprised if it happens a whole lot more than you bargained for. It's okay. We're human. It's natural.
Yeah. And those of you live and those of you watching the recording, one more tip and comment about the judge. The judge is omnipresent in many of us. And I will tell you, before I started this whole coaching journey, I came home to my family. We're coming up on a year, so last November. And I said, you know what? I'm going to start a coaching speaking practice. It's going to take a little while to ramp up, but I'm going to make it happen. And I called a friend of mine that I've known 40 years. And his first comment was, you'll never be successful at that. You haven't started your own business and stuck to it. And I was so frustrated and upset, I just hung up. It's probably the first time I've hung up on him in 40 years. And I waited a day before I called him, and he actually called me, and we spoke it out, and he apologized. It didn't mean to be critical. I caught him on an off time. But the message I have for each of you is it doesn't matter what it is. It can be doing laundry differently. It can be how you greet your significant other in the morning. It can be changing a meal plan. Go for it. Make the change. Rub those fingertips and laugh at your judge. The judge is going to be suppressed. You're going to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you'd like to add, Lisa?
I agree.
All right. Well, we can't thank all of you enough for joining us here on this StreamYard. It should be available shortly on Facebook, on LinkedIn. If you don't see it, you'll see Brian Grossman and Lisa Marie on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. Message us there. I'll have a sign-in page, and I'll capture your emails so that we can stay in communication through this process. Next week, I'll have the saboteur assessment. It's a quick quiz. You'll get the results. You can message Lisa or I back, and we'll be happy to give you feedback. Next week, we'll have a little more interaction with that. And over the next 3 weeks, we're going to lower those saboteurs. We're going to boost your confidence, create the process of starting mental fitness, being your best consistently, better relationships, emotional mastery. We know, just as we've experienced it, you're going to be happier and just really move forward with where you want to be. So have a great rest of Saturday and the weekend. We will see you next Saturday, 8:30 Pacific time. And I'll let Lisa have the last word, which is a big change for me.
I just want to encourage you and remind you that it is simple. This is just almost too good to be true, simple, but it may be challenging. And just know that it's okay.
All right, everybody, take care. Have a great week. We'll see you Saturday at 8:30 sharp Pacific time, and you will be able to watch this recording multiple times. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.